Hello.
Hmm,
I'm sorry I'm not good today.
I can tell. What's up?
Mm-hmm. I'm a little bit, um, I'm a little bit under the weather. I'm busy with my course, and I have some issues with my boyfriend.
Hmm,
I'm sorry.
that's fine. Sometimes it can seem it can seem like a lot of things at the same time. Um, what is bugging you the most?
Like triple Qs. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, all good.
And you know what?
No.
Like today, I had my teaching.
Mm-hmm.
It was the worst lesson that I have had during the course. When I finished it, yeah, I can I feel like I could cry right now um in front of my students, but I managed to not cry at that time. And when I have my feedback with my tutor, she asked me, what do I feel? And yeah, I just tell her I want to cry. She said that, yeah, so you can cry. And yeah,
Yeah.
I have been
Was
in
it your
this.
first lesson?
Sorry.
Was it the first lesson?
No, the worst lesson. It's the sixth. I have already six lessons, and it was the worst because before that, I texted to my boyfriend, and yeah, I was not good before having the lesson. I couldn't have any energy for the lesson. Uh, it was totally messy. Yeah,
What is the issue with your boyfriend?
he started to uh, go to Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City, for his business trip, and I realized that we started to have some arguments, some fights, many times. We still keep in touch with each other now, but every time we talk, I feel like something like that. We couldn't figure out anything, and I have no I have no idea. I don't know what to do, what to say with him,
How
and
long?
he's feel
No.
like nothing. There's nothing he's do good at this time, and I am only the one who has problem. I am overreact.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah,
Hmm. It's tricky.
yeah.
What's the third thing?
I am under the weather.
Yes. I was gonna say that under the weather.
Uh, I have a sore throat, and I have I sneeze right, hussy, a lot.
Mm,
Maybe because of the temperature, it's changed quite frequently. in this season in this season in
Mm,
Hanoi. So yeah, it's quite easy for me to get sick, and whenever I get sick, I'm very soft. I'm very like I'm really what can I say? Like so easy to be broken.
yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yes.
See, I think personally, I think you are very hard on yourself, and almost to the point where you can feel the change in the weather. You're in control. There's times when I've seen you're in control. You know where it's going. You just do this and this, and that's not really how life works.
Mm.
There's a difference between when you happen to life and when life happens to you. And sometimes there are things that we make because of how we think as humans. We don't realize that that thing is not an issue because we're always striving, especially people like yourself that want to be better and they want to get it right and they have to be. Life is all about uncertainty. You don't know. You think you know. I think there's an old proverb. If you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. And sometimes life is going to throw you a lot of curveballs on the same day, on at the same hour, turn you from the hero of your story to the villain in your story. It it doesn't make you any less because we're caught up in it. Sometimes they say try and see the forest, try and see the trees for the forest. Sometimes we're so close, so that's the overwhelming feeling. The boyfriend's one thing. You had a bad day at school. Yep, that's gonna happen if you want to teach people. That's pretty much. I have had disastrous days, like days when I mean, luckily I've never been shy, and but still I know the feeling of when you realize it was when I did my Kelta, the teacher said she couldn't pass me. She said I couldn't give you I can't give you the certificate, but I can give you a written letter of approval saying you can teach one on one because in a classroom you're horrible. I was. Sometimes you can't help it. You're not always going to be perfect at things. Sometimes you're gonna fail. Sometimes things are gonna happen that you just don't know. You have a gut feeling. You're under the weather right now, but that's part of that is because of all the other stuff.
Yeah.
Pile on. Get some sleep. That's no.
Yeah.
Is it for you? I think it's probably like I can't sleep. Sometimes the mind, the body need to rest. You
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
okay.
But when I woke up, yeah, everything go again. I think it a lot.
Oh yeah, it doesn't end. It hasn't. You still have to do it, but after the sleep, cool. You've done that. Realize everything that's happening to you. They're individual things. Your boyfriend is your partner. You've been together for a while. Part of the reason you're arguing is because you don't. Maybe you're going to miss each other. So part of the fight might be, to because you're going to miss each other so much. Because you're always in his village, you're always in his hometown. You spend so much time together that if he's going somewhere else and you're going somewhere else, chances are part of your quarrel is just that uncertainty. And yeah, that comes up in relationships. You know, I mean, until he tells you it's over, it ain't over. It's that simple. For that, like no matter what you're feeling, until he tells you those words, assume that we have to get through this because relationships are a ship.
Yes.
A relation boat is not a relation car. It's not a relation bicycle. It's a ship. It's a Titanic. A lot of moving parts. A lot of little things. But that's what makes relationships strong. Is when you get over these things. We I don't know. I don't know what the situation is, but you're feeling a bit lost without him and with him, and you're fighting. Yeah, you want to kill him. If you do not, they say, if you do not want to kill the person you love, you're not in love. If you have not thought of murdering the person, like you have never been in love. That is what love is. You're not always going to be, oh, it's nice and candy. No, sometimes you want to kill them. I love you,
Yes.
and I want to kill you. But it's recognizing that sometimes it's not as bad as because everything is in front and it's so close. If sometimes it feels worse than it is. He says there's nothing wrong. Give him the benefit of the doubt because you love him. Still be aware. At some point, have a conversation with him. Maybe you just miss each other and try and keep your head down with the ill. I'm leaving you being ill. Excuse me. I'm leaving you being ill because a lot of times our emotions and our mentality dictates how sick or how strong we are. And the things that are happening with you right now are heavy, you know,
Yeah.
especially when you're that hard on yourself already. It's okay. It will be okay. Sometimes it feels like it will definitely 100% not be okay. But until it's not okay, it's okay because you don't
Mhm.
know. We don't know the next second. We don't know the next minute. We plan because, yeah, I'm going to do this and this and this. No, you could turn around. That's it. You're gone. We don't know the next second. All we know is now. So for right now, in this now, your health, your relationship is there. You had a bad day at school. Cool. I learned something. That I can have a bad day at school. Good. You're almost perfect in everything you do. You're gonna have a bad day. That's fine. Next time, you'll probably have another bad day at some point, but you're a little bit stronger for it. So it's not gonna be as bad as the other one. One step at a time. You can't just shake it off, of course, but go easy on yourself.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Mm. It's hard to pick off.
Yeah.
It's hard to turn off your brain.
I know that I have a lot of friends. I have my family, and they keep texting me and said that like keep fighting. Uh, but yeah, I appreciate it. But it's hard to power through.
No, no, it's not bigger than you though.
Hmm.
You know, every people come into our lives. They say for a reason, for a
Yeah.
season, or for a lifetime. Everyone is there to teach you something.
Hmm.
I broke up with my daughter's mother. We were together for 7 years, joined at the hip, and we broke up when she was 3. It was tough, even getting civil. and staying in a foreign country, and yeah. But you know what? The things you have to do, the things you want to do, the dreams you have, all of those paths are still there. Sometimes our despair in the moment can sometimes cloud the view of your worth,
Yeah.
or that plan can make you feel weaker. You're not weaker, you're just too strong, so you're being tested. Yeah. it, Life doesn't test weak people because they're already weak. Life tests
No.
strong people, one thing at a time. No matter how long it takes, don't focus on this and this. They're not linked.
Hmm.
The guy, you deal with him. School, had a terrible day. Fix that. I'm getting ill. I need some tea. And, you know, cookies. I don't know. I like cookies and donuts when I'm sick. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Life is very interesting. I find these days it's hard to know where you stand. They just keep doing what you're doing, one foot in front of the other, each problem one at a time. You are not three people, and you are not Superman. You're not solving all three at the same time. But acknowledgement is very important. Okay, this was a bad day. Sometimes one bad thing can cloud how good we're doing.
Yeah.
It feels like, oh my goodness, this is the worst thing. I've did it. I've had terrible teaching days. Really, in the future, you're going to look back and laugh. You know why? Because you're bigger than them. You're like, yeah, yeah, that happened. It's a memory. You can worry. Yeah, it hurts. It's a pain, but it's not the end. Not even close.
Like because I have been in this situation for about more than 2 weeks.
What do you mean?
I know that before in the past, I had some bigger problems, and I still powered through it. So yeah, I will be okay in someday, but not now. Especially when I have the course, and it is really intense. It is really intensive. I have a lot of things to do, and my tutor, they keep forcing. Yeah, sometimes I feel I think it's much more difficult than usual because I
Caltech.
have,
Yes.
yeah, because
I
I
did. I
also have
did the
my
intensive.
personal thing. Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I did the intensive, and it's not fun at all.
Like in my trainee group, they talk a lot, but I just keep silent. Today, one of my friends asked me, "What do I think about the course?" I was smiling, and I said that, yeah, I cried. I just cried. I have nothing to comment about this course, but I cried. I think, I suppose that they think I was like, it's kind of joke when I said that, but I did.
Why are you doing this course?
Honestly, I think it's kind of useful course. I learned a lot of things from this course. But the content is not really difficult, but I have some other issues. I have my other personal problems, so I cannot focus on the course because I want to like I always prioritize my emotion
So do you
and
think,
personal issues rather than anything.
have you got a TEFL already?
Sorry?
Have you got a TEFL?
No, no,
Okay, so
not
you've
yet.
gone straight for the CALTA.
Yeah.
Do you think it's worth starting with the TEFL? So the thing about Cambridge or the CALTA, yes, it's intensive. Yes, you're doing it, but the usefulness to you isn't won't be as useful as an ESOL or a TEFL because you could reach more people. CALTA is very, I guess, elitist. There's only a certain standard of people you'll be able to teach. So for me, I have the CALTA approval, so but I'm English anyway, so I can go anywhere with it. But a TEFL, what I have to do with the CALTA, you can do with a TEFL with your level
Yes.
because you have an 8 anyway with the IELTS. So you have having a TEFL with IELTS is the same as having a CALTA because you can reach the same brand of people. So CALTA is yeah, it's a very good one to have. But I learned a long time ago that you have to check why it's necessary. TEFL, ESOL, IELTS, CALTA is one of the highest ones. But unless you're planning to maybe teach in a university, like straight out, or teach some high-end governors or something or a company, CALTA is not really relevant right now. TEFL with your IELTS already, make a double rather than because if you're getting a CALTA, it doesn't mix with anything because there's all the middle ones that you don't know. Because CALTA, with TEFL, ESOL, all of those guys give you the ground that you need for CALTA.
Okay.
So doing CALTA now, that's probably part of the problem is because you're pushing yourself in an area that's you've gone to level 10,
Mm-hmm.
like the basics of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you haven't
Yeah, yeah. Got
that you have anyway to start at the beginning. So you need to, I think, because and it might be hard to stop it,
mm-hmm.
but it might be worth stopping it now, sooner rather than later, because then that's one thing you can look at the TEFLs. TEFL gives you a grounding. It's like basic math. It gives you an absolute grounding, and you know where you stand. Then you
Okay.
can go into SO, then you can go into IELTS to try and teach yourself because you passed it. And all of that combined is even more than a CALTA because it's not elite. You can teach the elite and the common man. Not many people ask for CALTA these days. They want you to have a TESOL, IELTS, or a level 2 ESOL or something like that. But CALTA, yeah, don't push yourself for something intensive that you A will end up stressing about, and B you won't get the full benefit of.
Okay.
Think about it though, because maybe it might be one less thing to think about, you know. And you see how you feel about it. You might just realize, you know,
Yeah.
yeah. Try the TEFL. TEFLs are awesome because you pick up, you get the basic grounding of how to teach a lesson. You get the basics of planning a lesson, of how a classroom should look, the
Mm-hmm.
different types of designs of classrooms, where are the best places to find little games to teach your class. So they teach you those tiny things. CALTA doesn't. CALTA drops you in the middle. It's
Yeah.
advanced. Yeah. So you won't be fair to yourself starting there. You're good. You're very good, by the way. But being fair to yourself means you gather all the pieces, and you could be more than that one thing you're trying to get.
Okay. Got that. Mhm. I have one of my other trainees. They have already taken ELF or something like that, like other teaching certificate, and they still complain about this course because it's too intensive. So,
They've
yeah.
taken other courses, so CELTA is linked to TEFL,
Mhm.
Cambridge English Language Teaching System.
Mhm.
They have IELTS, International English Language Teaching System, TEFL, Teaching English as a Foreign Language, which is linked directly to those ones. So if they've done anything
Yeah.
else, they've skipped steps. That's why they
Okay.
say perhaps TEFL is your beginning. For
Yes.
anyone that wants to do anything in teaching, get a TEFL. In, it's everywhere now. Go online, look at on YouTube, look at the differences between TEFL and CELTA, and it's amazing because CELTA will not give you the little tools, the little screws that you need.
Yeah.
TEFL does all of that. So now when you see the CELTA, like, oh, so you're talking about games and practical. Oh, you just mean find things that you can relate to because you're teaching students, so you have to try and relate. That's what the teaching is about. You have to learn as well as teach. So finding the best way to teach something that you already have. How do I explain happiness to people that don't understand what it is? What is this childlike way to explain it? What phrases are used? What words do you hear every day? Under the weather? That's TEFL.
Chị mùng năm rồi.
Yeah.
Chị mùng năm mình cứ thoải
Don't
mái
be too hard on yourself. If I ask you to do anything,
ba
put
mươi
it
mình ra
really hard
xong
on
rồi
yourself.
lại đấm
And
cho.
I've already known you a short while, but whew, yeah, there's fire. You want to take over the world and then take it to Mars. But you're human. You're very good. Being the best or one of the best doesn't mean you don't fail. It means you probably fail a lot more than others, but you get up more times than others. You keep going. Relationships, they come and go. But you got to learn from them. Sometimes people just miss each other. And next time you speak to him, just tell him I miss you. Don't say hello or anything. Just tell him I miss you. See how he reacts. Yeah, start from there. You'll be fine. The world is, for lack of a better word, it is. But you can grow roses with that.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
So sometimes after this, you probably say, "Yep, you're still feeling bad. It's okay to feel bad. It's okay to feel weak sometimes because you're human. It's okay to feel bad sometimes because you're human. Carry on. One foot every day. Just try to be a little bit better than you were yesterday. That's it. Just a little bit. Like there's space between these fingers right now. That is how much better you want to be. Because we're only human.
Mhm. Thank you.
You're welcome. Kid. Where's the
Well,
time? You'll see.
like
What life happened to you?
uh, today you called me to be rather than Jolie.
Yeah, no, I'm mixing them up. What life happened to you?
Okay.
We'll speak again when you're ready, okay?
Mhm.